The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Hello and welcome to the A Show. We're going to be talking about food, farming, and WTF. I mean beaver butts, all right? Do beaver anal glands belong in our food? But we will be welcoming Florent Tarrieux, and I really hope I'm saying that correctly. Florent is a regenerative grain and vegetable farmer and multidisciplinary artist who has spent years growing ancient wheat using herbicide-free direct seeding systems. He will be joining us a little bit later in the show, because if you've been paying attention, you know that there has been some controversy around what's going on with glyphosate this week, and our president declaring that a national emergency, I guess, a food emergency. So we're going to break that down a little bit. We're going to talk to someone who's been there and done that on not one, but two continents, both in France and in America with farming. So been there, done that. And we're going to find out what's real and what's not regarding farming, food, and what we can do to avoid ridiculousness and eat better and stay healthy. Because, you know, staying healthy and debt-free is pretty much the ultimate rebellion these days. So welcome. Hi, everybody. What are you doing? Hello, Eva. Thank you for getting here. She's been having StreamYard. StreamYard's hates her. Eva's been having a bad month. You guys don't know this, but underneath of where she is, and I watched the show back on a different platform, and I realized that we're mirrored when we watch it back. So it's completely different when we watch it back as to where we are right now. But underneath, Eva is in a knee brace that goes from here to here. Her leg's completely wrapped up. And that happened.
That's one leg.
After she's been in a boot, like a boot
on the other leg.
cast.
Yeah.
On the other leg. So at work, she was in her boot and somebody left out a bunch of pallets, right?
Yeah, too close together. Yeah.
The boot caught on the pallet.
Mm-hmm.
She went down, taking her kneecap out, kind of, and the ligaments.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just one leg and then the other leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then the car broke down.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yep.
So she's having like a shit rolls downhill kind of 2026, y'all. So
yeah. Well, hey, good news. I got the car back today.
I'm glad. So we gotta do something like praying for Eva, or sending her some
Yes.
positive energy, or, you know, thank you,
Please.
potato. You know,
Yeah. Yes.
whatever
yes.
it is that
Something.
you do.
Something, yes,
You know,
please.
Chocolate, Jesus, doesn't matter. Send
I'll
that
take
good
it.
because she needs it.
I'll take something. Yes, please. Thank you.
Who's here? I see Michael. I see Alex. I see Lon. What's up? Eva, feel free to put some of these up on the screen if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, Speedway's here. Red Sunny. What's up, Jameer? Who else has joined us? I know I said Allie, but I'm seeing you twice. So hello twice. I see. Let's see. Everybody's coming in slowly. This is why we bring our guests on a little bit late, to let you guys get in and get situated. Because if you're like us, we show up 20 minutes late. So how are you doing, Eva?
Actually, I'm doing better. Thank you. Yes.
Are you?
I'm glad to have my car back, and we got stuff coming up, and I need to move forward. So fuck this stuff.
We do. One of the things we have coming up is the Clearwater Library Comic Con.
Yep. 2 weeks.
Yeah. So not this Saturday, the following Saturday. What is that? Saturday.
Yes, we were on time, Michael. Yes. I'm sorry, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, we were.
Rocket. Yes.
Yes. What is that? The 7th or 3rd? What?
7th.
What's the date? The 7th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are local to Tampa Bay, we will be at the Clearwater. You like that? That's how my day's going. I'm tired. Clearwater Library Comic Con. They do this annually. It is actually one of my favorite conventions. It's a little convention, very, very, very amicable, very, what is the word I'm looking for? Very social.
It's quaint. I like it.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot
It's
of
got
good
a good
vendors
vibe.
there.
A lot of good vendors. Really cool vibe. They have, a lot of cosplay competition, belly dancers. It's very family friendly. It's fun. It's free parking, free event, and they do cater
Mhm.
to authors. So there's a lot of really great authors there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a fun time. So yeah, we'll be there.
Yep. Tampa Bay Screams after that too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's Mother's Day weekend, and our former guest Maria Del Vivo, she will be there on that Friday night too. So, and hi Brandon, how are you doing? Amanda, what's up? So, you'll be in Clearwater. That's cool. Let me know. That's coming up real soon.
Yep. That's
So,
this weekend.
yeah. Oh, keep me in
So
mind.
interesting. So let us know. Last week there were some issues with Twitch and stuff, and I am seeing that same notice coming back up again, April,
With what?
where it says some comments cannot be posted.
To some destinations.
Yeah. So if
Okay.
you guys are having trouble somewhere, please let us know in
Yeah.
one of the podcast areas. If it's Twitch, if it's YouTube, it looks like everybody's on here from Twitch and YouTube. I think Rumble is the one.
It's probably Rumble. Yeah.
to make comments on.
We finally managed to get live on Rumble. So everybody
Yeah.
joining us, thank you. We appreciate you.
Yep,
We've been having
I see
issues.
we are live.
Yeah, we've been having issues with Rumble for a while now. So if you're watching, please share us. We really appreciate it. If you're lurking, please sign in and say hi. And if you're watching this on a replay, thank you. We appreciate you. Now,
yep, there is a live chat on there. Actually, I'm going to say hello on there and see if it works.
Please do. Now, the most important, we got a lot going on. We're going to be talking about our food. We're going to talk about some stuff you guys should know, really should know that you're not going to see on the news. Good. Thank you. Michael saying he got an alert. But the most important thing we're going to talk about right now.
Okay.
And that is, what do you think of my glasses?
I like them. What do you think of them? I think they look great.
I changed them out. They're not red. So we're doing something different.
I don't know. What color are they? They look like green.
Like green, teal. Yeah. So everybody made so many comments about my hair and my glasses matching. I was like, well, maybe I'll try something different.
What kind of comments were they making? I think it looks good.
They're saying my hair and my glasses match. So now it's,
Is that a bad thing or something?
Just trying something different. That's all.
I think they look very nice. Yep.
Thank you.
Everybody's saying they look nice.
Thank you. And Alex is asking if I've gotten any of your. I don't know if I've gotten your messages. I have not been really great about getting back to messages this week. I've been slammed with work, and when I'm doing so much, like that. That's not a good look. When I'm doing so much, the first thing to go is getting back to messages. So I'm going to try and get on that as soon as I can get a little bit of a break.
Just to back her up, I'm just going to say the amount of messages and emails that this woman gets is just, you have no idea. It is enormous. So
and it's from so many inboxes now. Every social media has an inbox, and it's just I feel like I can't breathe sometimes. So that's why things get missed. And
so if it's, and I'll be honest, quite a few of you know how to find me. So if it's something that incredible, something that's important, or an appearance or something like that, you guys know how to find us through the A Show or something. Put it.
Yeah, she'll make sure I get it. She'll be like,
yes,
you're not getting back to this person. They're trying to.
Yeah, if it's important like that, or something that's really, has to do with an appearance or something coming up, reach out to me or to the A Show. And most of the time I'm on those inboxes, and I'll
you guys, I'm a Playboy model and a professional wrestler. People want to talk to me. And sometimes they send really dumb things.
And
Speaking of,
Michael's
oh my
right,
God,
she's famous. Yeah,
I did it live with Matt Kemke, who we are going to have on next week. So Matt, which I learned what the meaning of MOG was last week. I'm learning things all the time. So Matt is a young man who is a wrestling fan turned living his best life. He is running a wrestling YouTube. He's an influencer, and he has gotten to the rare. Hi, baby. Big
Hi,
stretch.
Max.
Upward dog. He has gotten to the rare, I guess, accomplishment of having over 1 million subscribers. So very few people get that. So YouTube made a big deal and sent him all these awards. So
It's amazing.
he's going to come on and tell us kind of how he did it and give us some social media tips. He was supposed to be on this week, but we changed him out to have on Florent, which I just want to say Florent. Just because of what happened as far as what's going on with Trump and glyphosate. So I feel like we need to know real information before understanding how to be an influencer. So we'll do the fun stuff next week. But I was on his, I did a live with him, and he said he's never seen so many comments restricted from YouTube. So the comments coming through, he's like, oh my God, some of these people are really rude. I'm like, do you think? So yeah, a lot of people got kicked off the chat and the things they were saying. It was pretty crazy. And they just kept asking if I was his mom. Is that your mom? Is that your mom? I'm like, finally, I'm like, yes, I'm his mom, and I'm your mom too. So there you go.
Your mama. Yeah, remember those?
I'm everybody's mama.
Yep.
Clean the room, fuckers.
There's a lot of jerks out there, but there's also bots out there too that get on there and say those things too. So it's not always a human being. So how was the rest of the chat on that? Besides that, we
just talked wrestling. Yeah, he likes to spread happiness and everything everywhere, which we talked about. Just all the wrestling stuff that is, that's what we'll talk about here too. It'll be a wrestling thing. So it'll be more geared towards influencing and wrestling and we got our tip. We got some money. We got some money. We got some. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yep.
Awesome.
We like tips. We like tips. So you can also send us Cash App. It's April Hunter 13 $ April Hunter 13 on Cash App. We love it. We appreciate it very much.
Yes.
So yeah, Clearwater Comic Con 2 weekends from now we will be there. Clearwater Library Comic Con. Sorry. And so there's some things you guys should know. I'm trying to think where to even start. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. There's so many notes here.
Sorry.
So many notes.
Amanda says, next WrestleCade, I'm going to get a shirt. This is April Hunter is my mom. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing.
She will do it too. I saw the last shirt she wore.
I know.
Thank you, Fernando. American wrestling or Japanese or lucha?
Very good question.
Yeah, which version of wrestling did you discover me from? So,
are you going to delve into something real quick? Because then can I throw something in there real quick?
Yeah.
Be my stepmommy. Funny. Sorry. There's some good comments going on it. I wanted to know if everybody was doing their challenge.
Oh, the Christmas challenge, yes.
Yes.
Are you being fucking nice? Be fucking nice.
Yep. Oh,
and my Cash App is April Hunter 13.
Yep,
yes. So remember our Christmas challenge to keep Christmas going all year long.
Yep.
Remember to be grateful and write to 3 people each week. A text, a call, anything, a letter, an email saying, "Hey, thank you for whatever you did for me, or who you are," or smile and wave to people.
Yep. So you guys better be doing it.
Yep. Smile and wave. Oh, yay, Michael.
Nice.
Oh,
good.
Jameer said, I'm always nice. You are always nice. You are a very giving person. Both of you are. So very giving, very generous people.
We're going to hold you guys to it.
Yeah, so they're good.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring something nice up before we go into other stuff.
I love it. I love it. So did you know that when you read vanilla flavor, natural vanilla flavor, and Eva, you have the notes for this.
Yeah.
Where do you think natural vanilla flavor is, and where do you think it comes from? Anyone? Oh, Shimmer and Shine. Yes. Natural vanilla flavor comes from beaver ass.
Beaver butt.
Beaver butts. Eva, can you read what it's called?
This is so gross. All right. So, you know how April likes to ruin the food you eat. So,
Yeah, this is the episode you're either going to thank me or hate me for, and
yeah.
you're welcome or I'm sorry.
So she always finds something gross that you're eating, or for something gross about it. So here it is: natural vanilla flavoring, known as I'm going to butcher stuff. This is what I do. Castoreum is a slimy, scented marking substance secreted from glands near a beaver's tail, not the anus. Oh, the tail. I'm sorry. Historically used as foods additive in vanilla, raspberry, and strawberry flavors. It is FDA approved in natural flavoring. It is now rare in food, which is bullshit.
Sure it is.
But basically, it is a beaver's butthole.
Yeah.
So I just can't believe natural vanilla flavoring is a beaver's butthole.
Natural? They use like crushed bugs for red. The color red.
I want to know
crushed bugs.
Whose idea was this? Did they somebody long ago smell a beaver's butthole and go, "This smells like a vanilla plant"?
Alex says, "Is this real or made up?" Oh, sweetie.
No, it's real.
This shit's real.
This is real. Is real. Yeah. I didn't believe her. I had to go look it up too, and trust me, it just grossed me out. But April found it.
I've noticed that a while. I just didn't want to. Oh, Jamir, we just got tips. Yay! Thank you.
That was very nice. Okay, wait. Don't. What do you do for that?
Thank you. There
you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, oh my God, Fernando says you never want to know how sausage is made. I actually watched an entire program on that. Yes.
Check out Scrapple.
I know. Or Scrapple. That's a Philadelphia thing.
Yeah, it is. That's good too.
All right. So here's some things you guys are not going to hear about. So when you look, I know Clausen dude. So and it's a gourmet one too. There's a coffee that comes from undigested beans from a civet's turd. And I've heard that. It's like a high end. Yeah, I know. With the acidity, the whole thing. Yeah.
And it's like $1,000 a cup or something.
Yeah. So this is my weird thing. I go down all these spirals. You know, late at night when you see me responding to things at like 4:45 in the morning, I will have been just coming out of a spiral. But I'm going to try and knock a few things out just so you know.
Yes, go ahead.
There are things that we should know about. All right. So you guys are familiar with Moderna, the company Moderna, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they created the COVID jabs. And they did not do well. So the name Moderna broken down means modern RNA. A lot of people don't know that. So they specialize in RNA. Because they did not make money as they had planned on with the vaccinations, they became something called, they started a covert, I guess, company called Flagship Pioneering. And then it's sectioned off into Tirana Biosciences. So they're now in the food business, you guys. Huh. So they're making our food, and they are now introducing RNA into our food products. So I wouldn't have a problem with this if they didn't seem to have the need to start new companies and hide them under LLCs and use behind private equities. So we now know scientifically, it's proven that introducing foreign RNA into us creates illness and immune issues. So it begs the question, why are these companies so desperate to get RNA into all of us? So I don't have an answer for that. I have guesses, but I'm going to ask that question. I'm going to let you guys think about it, but that is what's happening. So be very, very cautious with processed food. One of the things that they cannot touch is certified organic food. So when you buy something that is certified organic, or when you buy directly from farmers, you're getting clean food. So, and hello, Anna, what's up? So just know that. So if you start getting like, oh my God, all our food certified organic or buy directly from farmers, and it's a lot easier than you think these days. We're going to talk about that. So as some of you, yeah, Amanda, right? She says, why can't they just leave our shit alone? Because they cannot.
There's an award behind you that they deserve, that Moderna deserves.
Yes.
Yes. There it is.
Moderna, right there.
World's biggest asshole award, right there.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot vying for this right now.
They get that tonight.
So speaking of, they're making butter out of thin air. That would be one of the Gates funded things. They are making all this Franken food. So their newest one is making butter out of air. So
Gates was just indicted in another country.
Yeah, well, that'll probably not go anywhere, but
it won't, but it's at least I said it out loud. That felt good. Anyway.
Yeah, in this country, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola have there have been found nanoparticles in both of these soda products. Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola make more than just soda. So they make bottled water, they make iced tea, they make juices. So they claim it was an accident. According to batches that they've tested from Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola, it's happening a lot. What is interesting is that there has recently been Microsoft did a $1.1 billion AI contract with them with nanoparticles. So I don't think it was an accident. So why would you need to put nanoparticles into Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola products? So, and as Alex says, and yet. So be aware of that. Knowledge is power. So nanoparticles cross the blood-brain barrier. I'm just going to leave that there. It's like, I'm just going to leave it on the table there, just so you know, knowledge is power.
Can I throw something in there on plastics and then particles?
Mm-hmm.
The organ that they're finding the most of that in, believe it or not, that it's staying in, believe it or not, prostate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm leaving that there too.
Yeah. So there's that. And good, Amanda. Maybe just quit it completely and go back to old-fashioned coffee.
Right.
So, and Winona, hi. Thank you for joining us. We're happy to see you. Yeah, and Alex says, and yet people are still buying and drinking those sodas. They are.
They are.
And at this point, you gotta wonder: is this like a Darwinism? You know what I mean? Like,
something.
That's why I'm telling you, because I like all of you. I want you to know what's going on. So here we go. I'm going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
This past week, Maha is up in arms about the glyphosate deal that Trump has pushed. He's called it national security, that our food supply needs to have glyphosate. Coincidentally, at the same time, they're pushing the Franken food. They want to try and make fake butter, fake meat. So maybe that was his intention, is to make sure that we keep eating real meat, real butter, real food, and that our farm animals have real food to eat. On the more likely side, Bayer makes glyphosate. Sorry, I would say glyphosate. Glyphosate is made by Bayer Monsanto, which incidentally, you guys know, we've talked about this, is linked all the way back to Operation Paperclip. These are the Nazi scientists who were brought over from Germany back in the day. That is the tie with Bayer. They were hidden. Don't take my word for it. Look up Operation Paperclip. Look up the history of Bayer. And now they are making chemicals for our farming and our food. So,
can I add to that too,
sure.
with Bayer?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up a little bit of that today, and I found some information on Bayer.
Mm-hmm.
Bayer is actually expected to pay out a $16 billion lawsuit this year. The jurors awarded in settlements for 140,000 glyphosate-exposed cancer victims.
Oh, you and I looked up a lot of things. I was just going to say Bayer Monsanto lawsuits are between 170,000 to 200,000 right now. claims, their claims related to Roundup weed killer for cancer. As of 2026, 132,000 pending in the USA allege the glyphosate-based herbicide causes cancer. Again, these are alleged.
Yeah, these ones are actually done already. That one.
Leading Bayer to propose a $7.25 million settlement that never went to court. Mm-hmm. Plus $16 billion was then set aside for settlements after that. So in some cases, some juries have awarded up to $2.1 billion. That was in 2025. So there's a lot going on there that we may or may not know. It's alleged. So we don't know about this. This is why we were going to bring somebody on who has actually worked in the farming business. So we will do that very, very shortly. One more thing I wanted to mention before we get going is, and I don't have an answer for any of this. So you guys can chew it up and think about it. But if you know who Peter Thiel is, he dumped all his, I don't know if I'm saying this right, NVIDIA AI stock yesterday, apparently. So this was one of his best performing stocks.
What's that company do? AI.
So, okay. AI, right? It was a very, very developed. So I'm not sure what that means, but that would signal something, I think, significant. So there could be a whole. We could go into all kinds of theories with that one, but I would guess there's a race for AI versus AGI is what people are trying to get to. And the first country to get to AGI wins. So I'm wondering if that's what happened and it was not us. So that's just one theory. So why else would you dump your stock? Especially if it's performing so well.
Makes you wonder. Things that make you go,
things that make you say, But I would like to bring on our esteemed guest. Are we good with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, and Amanda says that Jesse and I were talking about the Roundup thing with Marty. I was too. I wanted to have Marty on as well, since he's been in this business for a long, long time. So, yeah, he was one I was asking about as well. So we have, and I hope I'm saying this right, Florent Tarrieux, a regenerative grain and vegetable farmer who's a multidisciplinary artist who spent years growing ancient wheat using herbicide-free direct seeding systems. His hands-on work with soil biology, including compost tea and seed inoculation practices, gives him a grounded, systems-level perspective on modern agriculture and soil health. Additionally, he has farming experience both in France and in America, where they do things completely differently. So I thought he would give us a really cool look and some insight as to the real story versus some of the propaganda that, and the hysteria that we are dealing with sometimes. So we don't know what's real and what's not. People who work in this business know what's real. So without further ado, I'm going to bring him on. Yay! Welcome, Flora. Am I saying your name correct, Flora?
It was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just one correction. I haven't done any farming in the US.
Okay.
I'm really following, the news and everything. But yeah, I have a garden. That's all I have in the US.
Well, you still seem to know your stuff from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's not so different. There's some difference in legislation, some molecules, but pretty much we're on the same kind of system. It was heavy, intensive tillage and plowing and all this. So yeah, I understand the issues, on both sides, I think.
So the reason I asked you to come on is because I saw you answering everybody's questions very intelligently and from a moderate perspective regarding glyphosate.
Yeah.
And I think people are curious what the real story is with that, because we're seeing a lot of concerns, because like we, I don't know if you caught earlier, like we said, Bayer Monsanto does have a lot of lawsuits and a lot of settlements, and people are, what do we believe? What do we not believe? How is it used?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's but I understand, because when I started farming, I was born in the countryside, so I saw little how it was on the farm of my, grandparents, and but like I was like, yeah, I have like a artistic background, so when I started farming, I was really with those ideas that, oh, we just need to shift to organic and we're going to stop the pesticides and everything is going to be fine. And as you really like get into the practice and see what works and what doesn't, you can bring some nuance to your thinking, new understanding. And specifically talking about glyphosate, I think what changed my mind a little about this, although I'm like you guys, I hate it, and it's been invented by Monsanto, so it's not a good symbol and all that. But I've met some farmers who use it very reasonably, like 1 or 2 liters a hectare a year, and then it kind of brings them close to permaculture because it allows them to do cover crops and fast rotation, which they can do like 3 or 4 cultures in a row. They never touch their soil, like they pretty much do only seeding and harvesting. And when you visit those parcels, although they are like technically in a conventional, method, you see a lot of life. You see insects, you see butterflies. You look in the soil, you see a lot of worms. Texture of the soil is, crumbly and all this, or what you need, for like a real, biologically living soil. So it's complex. It's like, yeah, they still use a little bit of glyphosate, and it would be really good if we can get rid of it. But I think it was we had a little like the same moment in France and in Europe. It was like maybe I believe 5 years ago, and they were really talking and advocating for like a full ban, like for private use and also for farmers. But I think as I realized it was going to be very complicated for even people who are really engaged in some kind of like regenerative farming practices. Like if you suppress glyphosate, either they're gonna have to go with plowing, to like control the adventices, the bad weeds. I don't like to say bad weeds because I don't think they're bad, but yeah, I think the correct term is adventices. So yeah, like it will bring them like it will kind of make them go back. Yeah, so either they're gonna work the soil more intensively, or they're gonna use like other molecules like dicamba, like hormone-based herbicides. And it's clearly worse, in my opinion, because it really has a lot of effects on like, especially like the hormone-based molecules. Like it really affects all wildlife. Like I'm sure you've heard of the frogs who kind of become hermaphrodites and they cannot reproduce anymore because of it.
Yeah, Alex Jones was saying that for a while. Everybody thought he was crazy. So that really happens, right?
Yeah. No, there is like many studies shows. It just creates some hormonal imbalance,
Is
and
that
you
what
even
happened
like.
to all of us in America?
I know, right?
Some people say that.
In California, a lot.
I can only imagine what they say about us over there.
So you are saying that it matters really how much you use of the glyphosate and how you use it.
I think so.
To keep it away from the soil.
Yeah, I think if you use it, like, I mean, that's my perspective, but then I don't know, one can disagree. But yeah, I think if you use it really reasonably, that if you don't work your soil, you have a high plant diversity on your land, and especially like maybe you have like animals, you bring cattle and horses, or I don't know, in your parcel. It's gonna bring like I think enough life and enough like resilience, so that, because it's not, if you look at it like on a chemical perspective, like the glyphosate molecule, it's not the worst. It's really just a kind of modified phosphorus molecule. And it kind of seems like, I mean, it's hard to believe the studies because, many are lobbied, and we know how big pharma, big agri, they always, they've been convicted many times of like fraudulent information and faking and all this. So, but it kind of seems that it kind of degrades into the soil kind of fast compared to, it's not like a forever chemical. That's my understanding. Although we find it everywhere, like even deep in the jungle and everything. That's because I think it disseminates with the rain, because water is a cycle. So yeah, technically. And also, I don't know, like once I saw somebody arguing that like the method like to analyze presence of glyphosate in water and anything, it's very hard. It will never give like a 0% reading. It will always give like a 0.01%, but it's kind of like a measurement bias. Apparently, I don't know. I'm not a chemist. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, I think we have to be careful with this because it's like farming systems are very like the equipment is very heavy, the investment is huge. There is a very small margin when you sell your grain and compared to all the production costs. So I understand. Like I read the post from RFK yesterday. I think he posted something, and yeah, I think it's true. I don't think it's just double talk. I think they really realized it was going to be like impacting the system too much, and it's going to probably make some farms go bankrupt and those kind of things. So me, I think it's more important to make incentives, and it can be like some help, like just like based on the surface that you cultivate, and let's say if your soil is always covered, you always have plants doing photosynthesis, maybe those people should be rewarded more than the people who left their soil bare half of the year, and always come back with the same culture. You can do some subsidies for buying equipment that goes towards the good practices, right? And I think this is more efficient because it doesn't. It offers the opportunity to everybody to shift, and I don't know. I think it makes people more proactive. In France, like when I started, so it was like. I started studying and everything and doing internship in 2014, but I really installed as a manager of the farm in 2017, and there was a lot of many subsidies, many programs around agroforestry and all this kind of things, and it was great, many people, many even conventional farmers starting to grow fava bean, instead of bringing so much nitrogen, and those kind of things. So I think this is more efficient, and unfortunately Macron just destroyed everything. He kind of removed all those kind of subsidies, because
that's the French president, everybody.
Yep. And he's really siding with the main farming union in France, who is really pro GMO, pro pesticide and all this, So yeah, it's been a bit tough, and it's part of the reason why I stopped a few years ago, because it was really just not financially stable, because I didn't. And that's the thing too. It's now to do crops, cereals, you need a huge surface if you really want to make a living, And so me, I had so I think it's 100 acres, 40 hectares. And it's still enough, because we're transforming the grain on the farm. We're doing flour and bread, and we had some veggies too, although it wasn't the main thing. We're doing shiitakes, mushrooms too, so we had a few things, so it would work. But if you really just want to sell your grain on the markets, it's you need at least triple that, right? If you want to. And I'm talking about France. So even the surfaces in the US, it's even bigger than that. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. So if I'm understanding it correctly, in order to do everything naturally, organically, like you were doing, you would need to be diverse in your farming on that land, to have a section to do this, and this, in order for this to help this, for bugs, this to turn over, vegetables to do this, in order for everything to work properly. And you're saying basically 100 to 150 acres. Is that what I was hearing?
Yeah, I had 100 acres. Yeah,
100 or 40 hectares.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's what I was hearing. Okay, in order for everything to turn over properly, and that was not really making much of a profit from what I'm hearing. That was just basically to sustain.
Yeah, the profit margin is very little.
Right.
Yeah.
With grain.
And that's more for, doing it. It sounds to me more like to sell local and to just sustain local, right?
Yeah. So for us, it was working because we're transforming into flour and bread. So the margin is much higher than when you just sell your wheat to a big market. But it's a lot of work too, So you have to really see how much labor it is, and it doesn't work for everybody. But just to go back to what you were saying at the beginning, I think when you look like I mean, I don't want to say nature because pretty much everything has been modified by human, over the millennia. But like, if you look at like, let's say like an old pasture that's been seeded for like 20 years, like with multi-species, and it's just perfect. You don't see any disease, you don't see any problem. Like the soil structure is great, and it's just like when you have enough diversity in the soil. Then like every species is gonna like occupy a specific niche, and they're gonna bring this kind of nutrient, and they're gonna like compensate this. Like, so it's just we have to imitate, I think, the system, but we are working with machines and all this. We kind of have to be in between. But like, yeah, as soon as you bring like enough diversity on the land, it's crazy how everything just changes, and you're not facing. Most of the problems we have, it's because we are working monocultures, right? Like, and it makes sense on like an economic perspective, because every culture kind of needs some specific equipment, like for harvest sometimes, or you cannot have like the same machine to harvest, I don't know, like wheat and peanuts, let's say. It's completely different equipment. So it makes sense to specialize because it's going to be a better economic outcome. But like if you talk about like soil science, agronomy, it doesn't make sense, because like each time you go back with a wheat year after year, you're going to have more of those advances are going to try to compensate the fact that you don't have enough diversity. And yeah, it's a very complex system.
I have questions.
Yeah, I know you do.
You threw so many things out.
Yeah.
And I have 3 questions right off the bat, and I know all right, so I'll ask all 3 since you kind of roll everything into. And I know one of the things you had mentioned is that you have, sustainable farming, where farmers are adding to the ecosystem instead of taking away, is a really big deal. So one of these is in relation to that. But like I said, I'll ask 3. One of the reasons I was wondering if we're doing this with Bayer Monsanto, if President Trump is doing this, I realized when I looked at the small print, it looks like they might also be giving Bayer Monsanto legal indemnity from any issues.
Yeah.
So I am wondering if that's the real reason, just like they have given the vaccine manufacturers legal indemnity from any side effects. If they give with Bayer Monsanto, they have so many lawsuits against them already. If they declare this as a national issue, food issue for food security, and then they waive any legal issues to them, they can no longer be legally responsible if anything happens. And since we are a country of law, not morals, that sets a legal precedent to push through more spraying and chemicals and pesticides for more companies. And they have been trying to push that through now for a little while, and they have not, because people have pushed back, but this might allow that. So that was my first question. Do you think that is part of this? The second question is, you said I know when we spoke earlier that you think farming should add to instead of take away. Like we shouldn't be, a wrecking ball with farming, basically with the land. Well, one of the things you mentioned with glyphosate is that it's a high phosphorus, the high phosphorus molecule. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
So one of the issues with the phosphorus content of these sprays is that it's contributing to the overgrowth of hydrilla, which is a very invasive, basically an invasive species along waterways.
Yeah.
And many, many states are now spraying something that is way worse than glyphosate. Sorry, I always say that wrong. Glyphosate. They're spraying diquat and paraquat to kill the hydrilla.
Yep.
Diquat and paraquat.
Paraquat's illegal in America,
but they're spraying it anyway.
I know.
So, and it's so highly toxic, it causes severe, often fatal multi-organ failure if ingested almost immediately, whether it's by you, me, our pets, our kids.
Yeah.
Burns to the mouth and throat, abdominal pain, kidney and liver failure, lung damage. It's linked to Parkinson's, And the states that are spraying it, even though it's supposed to be illegal and it's not able to be sprayed anywhere else, any other country, are Connecticut, Florida, California, Texas, Michigan, Illinois, Arizona, Iowa, Kansas, North Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, and they are using this like gratuitously because the phosphorus is screwing up the waterways and allowing
Yep.
for the hydrilla to have overgrowth.
Yeah.
So is one thing leading to another is what I'm asking. And then my third question, I know I'm throwing a lot at you.
It's all right. I'm taking notes. Do not forget.
Okay. And my third question is, in other countries, we don't see gluten allergies like we do here. And I've always had a theory that we have more of a glyphosate allergy than a gluten allergy, because most people can go to France or to Germany and enjoy crepes or croissants or pasta and not have the issues or feel the way
Yeah.
we do here after you eat these things. And being a grain farmer, do you think that there's any merit to that, or is that just...
No, yeah, it's true, but it's very complex at the same time too. And I did some research on that actually, so I don't say bullshit, you know. And but yeah, I would tell you like, okay, so let's just start with the first question. Immunity.
Okay.
Yeah, this was really a turn off. But I don't know because okay, like the logic, what they say behind is they want to repatriate all the people, because most of the production of glyphosate now is like comes from China, from like some manufacturers in China. And I think like during the COVID crisis, there was like a shortage, and I think it was a problem for a while. So like the prices exploded, and so I think they really want to bring the production. And yeah, I mean, if you're gonna use it, it's better if it's produced in America, I think, you know. And maybe they can control it better too, how it's made, and you know, like because in China we don't really know how they do it. So maybe it's like a kind of deal that Trump or I don't know who had with the industrials. Like, okay, just bring back all your you know, manufacturers, whatever factories in the U.S., and then we won't gonna sue you like you know, for like glyphosate problem. So yeah, it's a little it's a little like some kind of like blackmail or whatever. I mean, or you know, some kind
A
of
trade-off. Yeah.
It's not cool, but it's Trump. I mean, it's just everything he does is kind of like this. So I'm not so surprised.
I love how you say that. It's Trump. Everything he does is just like this, so I'm not so surprised.
You know,
He just summed it up in a
Very
nutshell.
true.
Right
yeah.
there. You just
I
said it
agree.
so much more nicely than we do.
Yeah, you're right. You did. You can say it however you want on here, by the way.
Yeah.
But so you know, there is some like, you know, it's kind of legitimate part of it. Then yeah, to just like remove all immunity. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, you know, I think there is like molecules that are far more dangerous than glyphosate. I think if you use it correctly, I mean, I've never used it, right? But I've seen some people use it. If you just like reasonable, and you know, I think it's not the most cancerous thing that we use, you know, in farming. I think yeah, like the herbicide, the insecticide are really, really toxic for humans and for everything pretty much in nature.
Can we trust American farmers to use it correctly, though? These corporations who are trying to, like you said, there's a very small margin of error there to make money.
Yeah.
Can we trust these corporations to use it correctly and safely, especially if there's no legal indemnity anymore to hold them responsible for any issues? Will they use it correctly, or will they try and make a max profit?
That's the thing. It's like if they use it correctly, and if you know, like they implement, because it's not just like about stopping or reducing glyphosate. It's like you need to replace it with other strategies. You know, either you're gonna work the soil, or you're gonna use plants, you know, in the rotation to fix the problem. But you cannot just stop it, because me, that's kind of what I did on the farm. Like it was like fully conventional. And I arrived and I was like, okay, from like one day to the next, there was zero product, and it was super hard. At the beginning, I had like explosions of like datura, which is a big problem because it's really toxic. So you cannot deliver grain with datura seeds in it. You can kill people basically. So it's very, you know, it's very bad.
Bacteria, you said?
No, datura.
Datura?
Yeah, datura. So it's like DATURA.
Okay, Datura. I'm not familiar with it.
It's like well, it's a plant who comes from like America and South America. It's very psychedelic. Some people take this, and I know a farmer actually where he was like kind of de-weeding by hand his field, and he got like some of the sap from the plant into his eye. He had to go to, and he's not like a woo-woo guy, so like he doesn't take drugs too much. If it was like I was in another dimension. It was crazy.
There is a market for that, just so you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a big market too.
But
moonflower.
it's a tough one. I think it's a little like salvia. You know salvia. It's like very strong. It's not for everybody.
Oh, I found
it. But what was I saying? I kind of lost the thread there. But
Sorry.
no, it's okay. Yeah, I think it's like it's like what you were saying was like the plants getting resistant to glyphosate. Well, that means it's time to change the rotation and introduce other plants, or maybe just make it as a pasture for a few years. If you have cows, and then just things you don't have resistant plants. It's just again, it's like it's about having enough diversity, having like a soil in good health, and because I saw it like over the years just improve, as much, more and more I was doing, so I started with like a cover crop and association of plants, and then I was able to buy a direct seeder, meaning it's a seeder that you can go in any type of soil, like even a pasture with plants growing, and you can seed still. It's not gonna clog, because if you just use a regular seeder, you cannot. You need to plow, make the soil super thin, and then it's bad. It makes all the seeds sprout, all the bad weeds, to sprout. So it takes a while, and that's why people get a little discouraged, I think, because it takes, like, depending on how your soil is, in what condition, it can take 2-3 years to really kind of see like the fungi come back, and the worms and all this. So regarding the immunity, it's not great, but I think it's a kind of deal that he had with like the people to kind of try to bring back production of glyphosate in the US, which is it's a better thing. I think if we still use it, I think it's better.
Interesting perspective on that.
And but like the other herbicides you mentioned, paraquat and it's like we don't have, and so what? Then the plants are going to be resistant to that, and then we're going to have to find another one. It's like
they're already becoming resistant to it.
We'll never we never solve it by just going to more and more aggressive products. That's not how it works. But then, and to answer your question about like how our farmers are going to use it correctly. Because I think farmers they're very pragmatic, they're not too ideology driven. They just see what works in their system. And so if they can learn, but they need to be a little curious at first, because I know I went to 100 trainings in France. I mean, it was kind of free almost, so I could go, I have to pay, but I have so much just to see like what others have done before. And, so you need to be a little curious, and you need to be wanting to take a few risks, at least try just on a few acres, like some technique, and but then it's like if they see it work, it's gonna like so that's another example too. So it was just after COVID, and the price of oil, petrol exploded, and so like the cost of fertilizers, since it's made with petrol, it's really like if oil goes up, they go up, and in a matter of like less than 2 years, it went from like, I don't know, it was like 100 or 200 a ton to like, I don't know how much, like 700 or 800. So it multiplies the cost by like 5 or 6, or I don't know how much. And so during that time, because nitrogen fertilizer was too expensive, I saw many guys, they shifted to do fava-bean, and they will use less nitrogen, and they will make like before their, let's say, their wheat culture, they would do like a fava-bean, or like some leguminous. I forgot how we say in English, brassicacea or something, because they work. Those plants work. I mean, it's like beans, lentils, all this family. They have like bacteria that there is a symbiotic relationship with like between the bacteria and the roots, and they make some nodules, and they get the atmospheric nitrogen, and they convert it so it's available for the plants. And you can really, it's not negligible, right? Like you really see, like when you do that, like it's insane. You really see like all the plants are more green after. There is more and it's a much better form of nitrogen too, because the problem with the nitrogen that they use in conventional is like so it's NO3 minus. Sorry to be a little technical, but it kind of helps to understand. It's like so it's like N nitrogen and O3 minus. So it's like 3 molecules of oxygen. And the plants, they hate oxygen. It's a byproduct for them. They what they
Right.
breathe.
They like the carbon dioxide and the nitrogen,
yes,
right?
yeah, they get like the carbon from the atmosphere, but like the oxygen, they don't really like it. It's like it's a byproduct for them. They kind of expel it from their body because it's kind of like a disinfectant. It's kind of like ozone. O3 minus, I think it's ozone. That's what we use to like disinfect like stuff. So it's very bad for the plant. So if you give a nitrate, so it's this, NO3 minus. Then the plant doesn't, so she takes the nitrogen because she needs nitrogen for growth, but then she's gonna get like these molecules of oxygen and she's gonna like either put it in a vacuole, so it's like a part of the plant where they just put all the trash, everything that's toxic, they just stock it there, or they're gonna send it to the roots, and then what it's gonna do, it's gonna increase the pH in the soil, and it's gonna make nutrient absorption more difficult to the plant, because the plant, what they do is like they throw a bunch of acid with their roots in the soil, and it helps them dissolve like a potassium, phosphorus, like many minerals. And so when you bring nitrogen, then you make this very much harder for the plant. So then you need to also add phosphorus and potassium and all the minerals, because the plant cannot do it itself. So it's like and I saw you asked this on somewhere. You were saying like I see people with like lawn who spray all the time, so I'm guessing fertilizers, right?
That was one of the thing. Like all the lawns have died, except for the few people that did not spray. So I was wondering if the greenery, I guess I will just say, whether it's our food or the lawns, do they then become super dependent on whatever is being sprayed to where they can't create the nutrients themselves?
Yeah, it's exactly this.
Oh, wow.
It's because like since you're providing nitrogen like regularly, and there's always enough nitrogen in the soil, the plant is not gonna even make roots. It doesn't matter because you kind of like already injected it to it.
It's a steroid effect.
Yeah.
When men take steroids, their balls shrink up. Because they stop making as much testosterone on their own because they're supplementing testosterone. So the same thing is happening with the plants, right? You're supplementing with the plants, so the plants are shrinking up and dying.
and you need more water. I mean, like in the case of plants, you need more water because it's like all this process of like the plant. It's very costly for the plant to separate the nitrogen from the oxygen. It makes the plant heat up, and it's crazy. That I literally like you go to a conventional field after they fertilize, and you touch the plant, and it's like it's warm like a human body, like it shouldn't be that hot, And so like if you don't water enough, the plants die right away.
So we're in a drought. We're in a drought here in Florida.
Yeah.
And I don't ever spray my lawn. I have never sprayed my lawn with anything. I've never done. I don't put. I put nothing down.
Yeah.
I had chickens. So if they, if I had chicken poop and that was it, that was their only fertilizer that ever happened. But it was so green when they were there.
There is so much nitrogen in chicken poop. It's like you really don't need a lot. It's,
No, you do not.
And anyway, and that was the thing, because like we're kind of like brought with the idea that nitrogen is like the cornerstone of like the farming world.
It'll burn the things.
But it's not true, because if you look like again, like you look at a pasture or forest or whatever, there is close to no nitrogen in the soil, and yet you see like 50 meters high, trees. It's the most important in the soil is the carbon, and that's why it's a problem to work the soil so much, because when you do that, you just destroy all the mycelial network, all the insects, the worms, everything, and everything is just released as the CO2 in the atmosphere.
Well, that's what I was asking. Everybody's lawn, except for myself and a neighbor down the way who doesn't spray either. He doesn't believe in it, and all their lawns dried up and died, and ours were still green and okay. Yeah. And neither of us were watering.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to ask questions. I'm like, why did I know everybody sprays, but neither he or I didn't. I'm like, why are we okay and they're not? what's
Yeah.
happening to the environment here.
Yeah.
What are the neighbors
but,
doing to living space
Yeah,
here?
you can see what's going on.
Yeah, are they
Yeah.
destroying everything? And that's then I started wondering, they're destroying the bugs, they're destroying the worms, they're destroying everything underneath of it too, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but it's yeah, you had the right intuition. It's exactly this. It's like, yeah, plants just get used to what they have, and if it just stops or there's not enough water to just dilute everything, whereas the plants die because it's fucking toxic. There is no nitrates in nature. Like there is very, very small amounts, and they just get degraded right away. So it's like already this is like a huge hijack, and I think that's really what led us to then use all the pesticide and insecticide and fungicide. Because the other thing, okay, so like when you give like a nitrate to a plant, yeah, it's gonna grow like twice as much as like just a regular plant, but it's not free, because it's like the cells are like it's kind of like when you blow a balloon, it's like the more you blow, the more the skin is gonna be thin, and so then it makes it very prone to like a fungi attack or insect attack, like the aphids, let's say. They're gonna very easy to just poke in it and get the sap. There is so many things, but yeah, like we don't need all this, and I think that's why like we get to this like nitrogen slope, and then plants are more and more. It's kind of like with health, they kind of want people sick because then they know they're gonna have clients for life. They're gonna buy medication for life.
Right.
And it's the same thing that's happening with farming, pretty much.
So somebody actually had a good comment about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the comments.
No, if I give plants nitrogen, their balls shrivel up, right? Yes, Jay.
Jay.
In a nutshell. That's it.
So, this goes back to how important it is to also plant native plants. So, not just in Florida, and you're in California. So, I assume that California suggests the same thing is here. They want you to plant native plants for this reason. When there's droughts and other things going on, guess what? You still have plants, you still have things that grow, and also it helps the ecosystem in your yard. It helps the animals, it helps nature.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm going to name a couple of foods that are banned in other countries that we eat regularly here, since we're talking about food.
A few.
And then I would love to ask you what you think that we can do, because you said something about a shift in consciousness.
Yeah.
All right. So 7 foods that we don't think about here in the United States that are banned everywhere else is toxic and poisonous, basically. Ritz crackers. Like I said, I'm gonna ruin this for you guys. I'm really sorry ahead of time.
He likes to ruin our food.
I'm ruining your food. I'm ruining my food too, because one of the things I eat on here is on here too.
They will never sponsor you now.
Right, Twinkies. We need Twinkies. Nobody.
Oh yeah, we know. Twinkies are bad.
Here's a big one though. Here's a big one. Stovetop stuffing.
Okay.
That's all good.
Stovetop stuffing is banned in other countries as toxic. Coffee mate creamer.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what it is, but it tastes good.
That's what we put in our coffee, Eva.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know what it is. I'm just saying I don't know what it actually is.
Corn syrup solids and
I
don't know, pork leftovers or something. I don't know. Speaking of pork leftovers, our pork cannot be shipped out of this country. It is considered toxic.
It's because of the
no-go.
It's because of the hormones.
Yeah. And I guess that mRNA shot too. Fruit Loops, and quite honestly, almost all our cereals, but Fruit Loops is way on up there. No, you do not. You should not be eating Fruit Loops.
I haven't had them in a while. I like them.
Gatorade.
Okay.
Really?
Gatorade. It's one of the worst things you can drink. Yeah, Gatorade. So those are the top 7 foods. I'm sure there's more than that, but those foods are banned in every country.
Gatorade.
Yeah, I think in terms of like additives, so I don't know if it's just like molecules, but I've seen that here there is like 10,000 additives allowed in the food, and in Europe it's 400.
Yeah.
So it's like
like Germany with the beer, like the laws are 4 ingredients with beer, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. They have really strict food laws in other countries, whereas we are just like, oh hey, let's put some ink in there, and I mean, like, we'll just put.
They don't care. They don't care. They make money off us. They don't give a shit.
Right. We are a for-profit healthcare system. So if we get sick, it's just beneficial. It's like, bonus.
Yeah. But it's funny because it's always like the case with America is like you have the worst, but you have the best too. Because if you look at it, like where like the first soil conversation programs started, it was in the US, like after the Dust Bowl, so in the 1930s, 34 something, and they really started like a national institute to work on that and work on like how can they make direct seeders. And so okay, like it was almost 100 years ago, and we're still, but you have like great people here. There's so many people who like really are at the forefront of that, so it's like it shouldn't be, because I don't know, I've seen in the comment like, yeah, we should like ask Europeans how they do and all this. Is like yeah, I mean, of course, like it's good to exchange between countries, but there is a lot of talent in the US, and there's like people who do like permaculture and all those things for like 40 years, so we just nobody knows about them, because we kind of always and like just the media in general, always talks about the problems but never talk about the solution,
Yes, that's what we should talk about now. And everybody's adding in some more, they're writing
I
Oreos, Cheese Whiz. And I'm
Leave me
saying,
alone, people.
drink Pedialyte instead of Gatorade, please, people.
Yes,
Please.
yeah, no, I
begging
totally
you.
agree with that. No, I do agree.
Or water. How about water?
Yeah, water too.
Right,
But if you are honestly, if you are in a spot where you need to drink something like Gatorade, you should reach for dill pickle juice, because that will rehydrate you better than anything. That's what marathon runners use for cramps. So
I have a few things to add to the paraquat.
Add to it, and then we need to talk about how do we get out of this? How do we do better? How do we make that shift in consciousness? I know one of the people suggested going back to villages and community and growing your food and things like that. So I want to hear what you think.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is in Europe, like the kind of like village structure, especially France. I think like 70% of the country is people living in the countryside, There's not so many big cities. You have Paris, Lyon, Marseille, but that's it pretty much. And
Toulouse,
yeah, that's where I come from.
J'adore Toulouse.
Close. Yeah, it's a nice city. I love it too. Well, the problem is like the geography here, because it's like your country is like a continent, almost. So like, how do you?
So big.
But I mean, the community aspect and at least getting people to get interested into farming and learn how it grows and like just like some. I think this will really change the thing, because for me that's what it did. It's like really when I learned like, and then you can understand, and you don't want to eat anything else than just like something that was just grown into the soil, and there is no like processing, and just simple thing. But it's like
well, let me interrupt you for 1 second. Eva said she had a couple, before we go on to this whole thing, Eva said she had to throw a few things in before we get to solutions. So Eva, what did you want to add in there?
About paraquat, when I was looking up a couple of those things real quick, the lawsuits with paraquat, there's another recent settlement just from this month from paraquat. Century, which is one of the brands that makes it, which I find it all interesting. This is all going together at the same time this month. That another $1.5 billion lawsuit from the company that makes it, one of the biggest companies, over Parkinson's disease to farmers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because farmers are 2.5 times more likely to have Parkinson's disease from paraquat.
Yep.
And which it sounds like a small number, but it's very huge when you think in the scale. And this is just in the United States. So also in relation to this, they said the paraquat that was being used, by the way, is also the twin of diquat. Okay? So that they are twin chemicals. Yeah. So the company that makes paraquat also makes diquat. And it's put in the grain, the soy, the beans, and everything. It was also sprayed on golf courses and all that. So golfers are also extremely, they're finding in studies all over the world are Parkinson's is running very high.
What about all the dogs? All these dogs are getting sicker and sicker. They walk in it, and then they lick their feet, they clean them, we hear all the time about dogs getting cancers, dogs getting this, dogs getting that. So
yeah, exactly. So I was looking at, the Parkinson's was the interesting thing that was all linked, and they're showing all these huge links from Parkinson's. the farmers to the, and I mean, they're obviously in animals too, but I mean, from golfers, they're finding the links to golfers as well. So if you know any golfers, which I actually have 2 of my family that have Parkinson's, and they're big golfers. So it just made me think about that. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So the lawsuits just came out also February. Also, all this going on right now, all these big lawsuits. And then they released all this. So, and then dicot. And then the same thing. It goes into soys and the grains and the beans and to the animals. And they're saying that there is, and being this goes to our liver, it actually, you can detox from it. So if you have golfers in your family, you can actually detox your livers on these.
Using what?
Anyway. Well, there's a protocol and that Dr. Gundry,
a liver detox.
Yeah, the Dr. Gundry, which is big in America. You can look him up on YouTube and other things. And I know, April, you've talked about him before as well. There is a liver detox that he has out for that. So I'll throw that up later.
Yeah.
And Michael J. Fox, yes. So I just wanted to throw that in there real quick because that was also related to everything just this month. And it all seems to go together for some reason. Yes.
Well, you know what they say, everything's connected.
Yeah. And it's all this month. Go figure. So anyway, I'm sorry. So yes, how do we fix all this? What do we do?
And somebody also asked, Jay asked, what are options for, he called Europeanized. It's probably, we're making words up here, but Europeanized American food, like high quality American food, I always thought it was Aldi until Aldi changed over.
Right.
So. I understand the thing, but I don't think you need to Europeanize it. I think again, like you have all the talent and all the ideas here. It's just to put them into practice and to fight the corporate lobbies and all this, and then, then there should be like I don't know, international conventions and farmers from every country discussing those issues because it's the same everywhere. We have the same issues everywhere. But Europeanize. I mean, so that brings me to like your third question, like about the gluten. So there is so many things. So I mean, already to talk what I saw on the farm, I could compare like a hybrid strain of wheat because it's very hard to find ancient wheat every year because like a few farmers kept the genetics, but it's rare. Pretty much everybody shifted to hybrid strains for a long time.
So ancient wheat meaning like it's been around forever, the original intact, like heirloom.
Like pre nitrogen, like before they did like this big selection to so they can tolerate a huge amount of nitrogen. Let's say like the wheat that I was working with, you put nitrates on them, they just die. They're just gonna grow. They're gonna measure like 3 meters and then they're gonna fall. It's they don't. So they had to really select the strains to really tolerate nitrogen, like nitrates, huge amount of nitrate. And then what they did is like they shortened the straw. Like that's why you see modern wheat now. It's like this tall, And the one that I was cultivating, they were like 2 meter, like 150, 1 meter. So that's like 6 foot, and a lot more roots too. Like ancient species have a lot more roots. They work more with mycorrhizae, like the mushrooms in the soil. So they go explore the soil much deeper and much like around. It's better for soil structure too because you have all those micro roots that just like diffract the soil in every direction, and the modern wheat don't do this. But anyway, just talking about the gluten, because we are doing bread on the farm, so I had 2 fields really growing next to each other, like an ancient wheat and a modern wheat, and exactly the same. I did the same protocol for both. There was no difference. And when we were making bread, because like my ex-partner who was making the bread on the farm, she was very, she didn't have celiac disease really, but she was very sensitive to gluten, or when she would eat bread or pasta. Here in the US, like she was swollen and it was hard. And when we did the bread and we compared, like even though like the hybrid wheat was like made like it was organic, it was with sourdough, and everything. It was harder to digest. Like you could notice like your belly would gargle, it would be a little swollen, me less than her, but on her we could really see it, So definitely, like I don't know what's the explanation. There is like it seems to be like it depends on the strains, like hybrid or like the ancient species are much more digestible, but it's not it's not like a question of quantity of gluten, because me, that's what I was thinking. I was, oh, maybe that's because there is more gluten in the species we grow now. And no, when they measure, it's the same amount, with like, same fertilization. So it's more like the structure of the gluten. It's like the polymerization of the gluten. I mean, I was reading, like, they are not sure exactly, like they are looking into a bunch of things, but it looks like some people are really, they have a celiac disease, and they cannot even have ancient wheat. It's gonna, like, because they, ancient wheat has gluten and all those things too. So it's gonna affect them. But if you're just intolerant or sensitive, then you can, like the bread we are selling in France, like half of our clients, it was like this. It was like they stopped eating white bread because they just couldn't digest it, and this was in Europe. So, we have this problem too in Europe. Then I think one thing, what you were saying earlier is like the fact that in the US they were spraying the crops with glyphosate right prior to harvest. Yeah, I think this was probably like a huge cause of why there is so much glyphosate in like the grains and like a bunch of produce, because like okay, so like in France they don't have like the GMO, like glyphosate tolerant species. It hasn't been approved, so they still use glyphosate, but just with like a normal hybrid, strains. And so what they do is like they seed, and just after seeding, before the wheat sprouts, like they put the glyphosate to kind of like kill like all the bad weeds. And by the time like the sprout just like the plant sprout, then it's kind of over already, and it doesn't because if you spray glyphosate on just a normal wheat, it's gonna die, because it's kind of like any plant, it's gonna like get all dry and it's gonna die. So so yeah, when you do this, just a little bit of glyphosate before seeding, and by the time you harvest, like what is it, like 6-7 months later, like I don't think there is any glyphosate. Maybe it gets a little bit into the system of the plant, but it's very different than just spraying like just before you harvest. So I think that's good they stopped that, because that might be like a big issue of why why is it like products made out of gluten here are so toxic, and create diabetes and all those problems. So you have this, then you have like how the bread is made. Like, do you use like, is it a sourdough bread where you're gonna use like you just like take a little bit of flour of wheat or rye. Us, we're mixing with rye because you have more microorganisms. And then you have like your levain has like billions of different lactobacillus, different enzymes, and the way they do industrial bread, there's just one enzyme. It's an enzyme, right? Yeah. So it's like, because it's more consistent, so they have always the same result, and the dough is more elastic too, and so that's why they do that. I mean, mainly, I mean, the elasticity, it's mostly from like the gluten, like the amount of gluten in the
So how do you,
grain.
if you're a shopper, go get, like myself, I want to shop healthier food on the shelf, breads. Is there a easier way to go find something on the shelf?
Yeah.
We've traded convenience for our health a lot of times, where instead of, we used to have a main street where there was a bakery, and then a butcher shop, and then a vegetable stand, and a different thing that specialized in each thing, and they took pride in that thing, and it was fresh. And now basically Walmart has put all of that out of business. The butcher shop and the card shop, remember the Hallmark shops, the bookstore, seafood market, it's all in one place now.
I don't mind making my own bread stuff either. I don't mind doing any of that, but that you can't even find. Like,
why not?
Well, in this area, the particular area in Florida. Okay, so let me ask this: what would you suggest if you were to make your own bread? Like, how would you?
Try to find some organic flour, obviously, but like even like some ancient wheat, because I know it exists. You have some farms,
like stone ground or something,
and maybe, and and they ship it to you, and this way you kind of work with like some kind of like quality flour. and then like if you make your levain, like the yeast with like to do sourdough bread, while this is it's gonna be so much better than just buying like some whatever bread, like industrial bread. Me, I mean, my partner, my ex-partner, she still does bread that she sells on markets here. I'm in Fresno. And I think I know that in LA too, there was a farmers market I was going, and they had delicious bread. I think you can find like, where are you? You're in Miami, no? Or
No, we're in Tampa Bay
Tampa.
area.
oh, Tampa,
Yeah.
okay.
Other
In Miami is a little probably easier to find that stuff probably than our
Maybe
area.
you know farmers market, a thing like this.
Not for breads and products. You can find
yeah.
local vegetables and herbs and things,
Yeah.
but not bread
Okay.
products. That is a problem here.
Yeah. But
You
because
can
then
find
it's
meat.
because
There is
then,
meat markets here. Yeah.
yeah. Often I get like the sourdough bread they do in Whole Food, and yeah, it's good. I don't
In Whole Foods? Yeah, we do have Whole Foods here.
Yeah, and that's what I buy now. I don't even buy like the whatever, like the sandwich kind of bread, because when you look what's in it, it's like okay.
So you're saying sourdough is actually a better version of bread?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
because it's more diverse, and it's like you don't have just one microorganism does all the job. You have a bunch. You have like a balance to find between acetic acid and lactic acid. So you have a lot of lactobacteria. So they start to actually, when you see what they do, they kind of start to digest for us the bread. Like they start to break down the protein and do all the things. So it's easier on the gut. And then the problem too is like to have like the super fluffy, light bread. They use super refined flour, meaning they remove all the bran from the seed, and then you don't have fiber. You just have what's inside. And us, I know we're doing like not like whole wheat, because that's kind of hard to make bread. Then like the bread is kind of hard to rise. It kind of makes like a brick a little. But if you go in between, where you keep some bran and like you can find the right balance and. Yeah, much more digestible.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I mean, if you like to do bread, yeah, it's fascinating, and you're gonna see it's super fun to do the levain. It's like a little microbial culture, and you need to refresh it, add water a little every day. I mean, there's different techniques, but and it's fascinating, and then it's easy. It's just flour and water and salt.
Yeah, I love sourdough bread. So now I have.
I like sourdough too. I never realized that was. I
didn't either. So thank you for that.
Right,
so
yes,
we only have a couple minutes left before we have to wrap it up. But a shift in consciousness. I mean, I know people going back to community. Villages, farmers markets, herbal medicines. Really doing this kind of thing, like going backwards almost to where we were with our grandparents. That era is not necessarily a bad thing. But how do you define exactly a shift in consciousness on where we are now to where we could be or should be?
Yeah. Well, I think like there should be a better connection between the farmers and the rest of society, because I think like most people are very disconnected just because they never been on a farm or they just born in the city. You know what I mean? You cannot blame them either, But yeah, like, but it's kind of general, like even in politics, and I think it's just find connection with people, because you cannot always trust labels, Sometimes like, oh yeah, it's organic, but you look and it's like, no, it's not a good veggie or whatever, Like it's not labels. It's
crickets.
Yeah.
And cheddar powder. Oh, that means crickets.
So like I think we need to like it's just society just in general needs to have like a better connection and a better understanding of like everybody's circumstances, and I think that's why it's good, I think, to go on farmers market or visit farm and talk with them, really try to understand how they work. And I think that's the only way you can really trust what you eat. Either you grow it yourself or you buy it from somebody that you can trust.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think it's not as hard as people think to seek out a farmer and get their eggs fresh. And to there's that what is that, the ugly vegetable place where they'll ship you the vegetables that are not attractive enough to be put into
Yeah.
the grocery stores
Yeah.
at a
Yeah.
discount. So, I mean, these
Or
days,
vegetables are rejected by a grocery store, but that's okay. I'll eat it. I don't give a crap.
exactly,
Yeah.
it tastes the same. So farmers now are shipping, they're getting used to shipping to your door.
You know, it's
So-
funny. Like I was doing squashes, and yeah, it's like this. It's like when you want to sell to a store, they are like, no, they select a lot. No, this one is too small. This one is a little.
Right.
And sometimes like they have like a little wound from an insect or whatever, you know, and so it makes like a little like a crust on top, like a little, you know, they don't like it. But it's like those fruits are the most sweet.
I was gonna say that's the one to eat.
Because
Yeah.
sugar for the plants, and they can do as much as I mean they just need sun, you know, but like they can make as much sugar as they want, and they use it as a weapon against insects, because like many of like the sucker insects, like the aphids, they just die if there is enough sugar in the sap, because they cannot digest it, and they just ferments and they just die, you know. So actually, just to say, yeah, like the ugly vegetables, they are the best.
Yeah,
actually.
that's it.
Like,
Misfits Market,
Misfitsmarket. That's it.
misfitsmarket.com. That's
Thank you,
one.
Jay.
oh, there you
They'll
go.
take
There you
the
go.
ugly vegetables. They will.
Perfect.
The crooked carrot.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, a lot of farmers now they will ship the meat to you that is not no hormones, no this, no that. They will send things to you. It's really just a matter of looking and asking and double checking, or taking a drive out. You know, you can take a drive out once a month and pick things, or every other week and pick things. And eggs last forever. Or eggs last for a long time, so get enough to hold you over. Things like that. Freezing.
I did notice, and I know Florida has it, and I do believe other states, that you can actually find a website that lists in your state organic farmers, whether it's a beef or chicken, things like that, where you can reach out to them and see if they either ship or you can go and pick up.
And that's why, because
take a day trip, bring a cooler.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's because you say go back to our parents or house, but we cannot really do that because it's just so different now,
Yes.
and I think like it's gonna go more towards like you can use an app, farms. I was about to do this like when I was in France, like with other farms, to try to kind of make like a collective, and then you kind of mutualize like the cost of delivery of like and then it's great, like you just go to people and you have like 7 products or more to sell, like meat, produce, eggs, honey, like so many things, and people are happy because it's very convenient for them. Like it feels like you go to a store and you shop what you need, and then you just go to the store to buy toilet paper and dish soap, and that's it, or you can even make your dish soap.
That's fine.
Well, they do have nighttime markets in a lot of your local areas. They'll have a nighttime market. Where it's just local vendors that sell stuff like that, or like your neighbor does chickens and eggs in the next one. There is that around here too. So look for that. We all may have that and not even notice.
Not just that,
it's hard to find.
I was gonna say, by supporting the farmers and supporting the ones who are also organic farmers. The reason organic food tends to be more expensive is because they're losing part of their crop because they are not using the pesticides and the herbicides. So that is why they have to make up the money by the what has survived. So by buying from them, you are supporting what they do. We vote with our dollars in this country. So
for
your support.
For wheat, let's say, like when I was doing a good job, like I would get like half of the yield that a conventional farmer would do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in some cases, veggies it's less because you can micromanage and de-weed by hand and do all kind of things. But like when you do crops, for sure, I understand why they use this. But the problem is like, do we need those like yields? Because I don't know. I think it's driven a lot by finance.
Yes.
For me, it shouldn't be allowed to speculate on food, like it's just, or energy or stuff like this. I don't know how you can avoid that, but I think it's really a problem. And you have this, and you have the fact that a lot of crops now are used for like energy to produce biofuel, like plastic bags and stuff like this. And I was looking just to know, like, so it's like 40% of the crops we produce go for nutrition, animal or human. 60% is just to do whatever, lubricant, plastic bags. So that's a problem too, because it's like, why would we cultivate those crops the same way if the end goal is like human nutrition or if it's like a industrial application. Doesn't make any sense.
That's
No, it
interesting.
does not. That's like
No.
a whole nother conversation right there,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
So, that's an idea. Maybe we need to do some research and maybe bring you back for that and talk about
Yeah,
that.
I would love. I really like the podcast. I mean, I haven't watched all the episodes, but yeah, I really like the subject, like UAP vaccines and all that. It's really stuff I'm
Yeah, that's interesting to me. But, being we do audio as well, can you tell us? I've been kind of, can you tell us where to find you? Because I know you're doing other things as well. I
Yeah,
actually
you're an
watched
artist,
your
right?
videos.
You do
Yeah.
editing and art as well.
Yeah. I'm a visual artist, so I do like short films, music videos, commercials, stuff like this.
Which is very good. I
Illustration
actually
too.
watched some on YouTube. They were very good.
Oh, thank you.
So
Yeah, I have an Instagram, so you can find with my name. So Florent Tarrieux. I know it's hard to remember.
No. Say it again. I love your accent.
Florent Tarrieux.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
So to people who are listening, it's FLORENT TARRIEUX.
Thanks.
There we go.
And
Did I get that
that's
right?
on YouTube at
Perfect.
Tix Video, TIX Video.
Yes.
Am I saying that right? TIX Video. Which that I saw your farming video on there, which I did watch last night. It was very interesting, by the way. So I would highly suggest checking that out. The videos.
Oh yeah,
on farming,
and for the
on there.
farm, I mean, we don't post too much anymore because it's kind of over. But like, so it's called La Cabellade on Facebook, and we kind of posted like all the experiments we made with direct seeding and wheat, and we're using composting. I think is really the key. Like we don't have time to talk about it, but yeah, like for me, like it was really crucial. Like biostimulants and composties, it was really like so efficient. Like especially like for veggies, at the end, like I was making the same. I mean, it was like above the expected conventional yield, and I didn't bring anything. It was just compost and
Wow.
some alfalfa extract and some composty, and like the potatoes had leaf like this. And first I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have leaf. There's gonna be no potato, and no, like there was huge potatoes in there. It was crazy. Like I couldn't believe it. It was like
Awesome.
like 8 kilos a square meter of potatoes. It was insane.
There it is. Compost, everybody. Get the right make the right compost or get the right compost.
Oh yeah, and since we talk about compost, I also want to make a little tribute to Elaine Ingham. So it's kind of her who theorized like the compost tea, because I mean, farmers use compost teas for a very long time, but it was kind of hard to understand how it works, and she really did a great job to explain all this, made some studies, and she passed away like, I don't know, like 3 days ago maybe.
Oh,
So sorry.
So rest in peace, Elaine. And
Yes.
she was really like so important for farmers involved in regenerative farming and and all those practices, and and so I hope her spirit lives through the next
That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
That's really
let's
awesome.
spread that around. Let's spread that around, and
Well-
need more people like her out there. So I'm so glad that you commented on that, and April saw your post, and it has all worked out, and you were able to be here. And
No, thanks a lot for the invitation, guys.
Yeah, and thank you. Yeah, food's important. I think we're all interested in in what we're eating. So I appreciate
it's
it.
a base,
Thank
yeah.
you. So merci beaucoup. Je suis
All right.
reconnaissant.
Merci. Thank you so
thank
much.
you for being here. I really appreciate you.
My
I won't
pleasure.
keep you, but thank you. Mwah.
No problem. We can do that another
Thank you.
time. And
wow, that was
Oh,
great having you on.
That's awesome. He was awesome. So thank you to everybody who was with us. We appreciate you. So hopefully you caught everything. And
I love his accent.
I really do think we have to stop trading.
That's snickering down there. Thank you, Florent.
Yes, thank you, Florent. I do
Florent.
think we have to be very, very conscious to not choose convenience when it's going to cost us in the long run. Just think about the big picture. That's all. Think about the big picture.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Because everybody together can make a difference. So
Yes, we can. And
anyway,
keep up the fight.
Yes.
It your voice matters. Everybody's voice matters. Check out April. Check out everything. And
Yeah.
What else?
So yeah, you can find me patreon.com, April Hunter. And we will be doing a signing. Eva will be with me too at the Clearwater Library Comic Con the weekend after this one. Hope to see some of you there. Thank you for being with us. And we will see you next Tuesday live. And hopefully we will have with us Matt Kemke, who will tell us all about how to be a very successful YouTuber and influencer and what it takes. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. Jay.
Yeah.
Funny. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here.
Hey,
so,
follow April on TikTok.
Alex,
everywhere.
Alex says processed foods are convenience. They are, but so are scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Scrambled eggs. So there you go.
There you go.
Bye, you guys. Lots of love.
Bye. Love you.